Hello, I wanted to do a quick review of this in case you missed it or in case you need to see it again. This is writing your rough draft. So you already have the outline to the rough draft. It's this section here that we did when you did long way down. Another way to look at it, like the close up, it has the full graphic organizer for your outline here. But another way to look at it is in this kind of outline. Each section that was in there, the introduction, you had 3 body paragraphs and a conclusion. Each section is going to be its own paragraph. Another way to look at it is like this, which doesn't have as much to it, but the other one, if you get it filled out, then it pretty much writes your essay for you. The introduction is this section here where it has these things in it: hook, tagline, background information, and a thesis statement. So if we put it into this outline, this is how it looks. You know, like you're like, oh, that other one was like 14 pages long. Well, that was just because it gave you room to type. So quickly going through this, the hook can be anything you want. It's just supposed to grab your reader's attention. And I personally like to use a good quote from the book. So I use the one that said, "Number 3, revenge. If someone you love gets killed, find the person who killed them and kill them." Now, you notice that I have little lines here and double lines. That's because when I was quoting from the book, this was a line in the book, and I have quotation marks before and after. Then I said who it was, where I got it from. But the lines are just every line in the text. Because it's a poem, I need to show where the lines are so you can see how it does when the reader does it. Right here is when it's a space. They're separating stanzas, so there's a little break in the poem. If there's no break in it, you wouldn't have those double ones. You just have the single one showing where the lines were at. And so that's where that says down at the bottom. Now, the next thing is the tagline. All that is saying where your book, it's part of your introduction. So it goes the next sentence in the introduction. So it would read, "In the realistic fiction work Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, the main character Will is faced with someone he loves getting killed." Just a really quick thing about what it is that we're reading, that we're doing this report on. The next piece gives us a little bit more background information. So the background information is in the inner city, there are certain rules that are never to be broken. However, this system of revenge only brings on more revenge, more killing. Will is faced with loss and understanding this system as he is confronted by ghosts that were killed because of this system. It's just a quick overview of the book. And then that's that section. And so we get, after that, the last piece on there was the thesis statement. So what is it that your book is? Now, you can copy and paste what you had before in the pre-writing. That was part of it, is setting this up. Mine was, although revenge may feel like the right thing to do, it ends in loss, heartache, and unintended consequences. And then that would be your whole introduction there. Now, the body is going to be the same. All body paragraphs 1, 2, and 3 follow the same format. You have a topic sentence, which is the main point you're trying to make in it. Context, which is background to the quote and the quote. Like, you got to set it up, what's going on in the book to make you quote this. And then you've got to explain how that quote fits into that point that you made in the topic sentence. Like, why did you include this quote? And then there's a conclusion, which is like, you kind of finish it up, you summarize everything, and then maybe you start talking about what you're going to talk about in the next point. Like, this also fits in with, and then you could put something else down. And that leads us with the conclusion. And the conclusion is the thesis statement restated. So it's that very same thesis statement we used at the end of our last line in the introduction, but we reworded a little bit so it's not exactly the same. Then those 3 body paragraphs where we had examples, we go over the main points that we made in them again. And then the clincher, the last one, is just basically your last, how does this apply to people now in the real world? And then you just walk through it. So I'm hoping that this helps you if you weren't in class and we talked about it in class. But if not, hopefully this will get you to where you can write your rough draft. And then that's all 5 paragraphs right there. And you have your outline, introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and then your conclusion. All right? And I'm going to end with this in case some people wanted to use this introduction because I had the same idea, and you could just pause it here and get your introduction finished up. All right? Good luck. Get that rough draft written.